the cold front coming in, how cold will it get here in San Antonio, and will we expect more storms? Stay tuned for more here on UIW TV.
Good afternoon, Cardinals. It's Thursday, October 24th. I'm Amy Schneider with your UIWtv News. If you drove to campus this morning, you may have noticed a fire truck holding an American flag on its ladder. This was for fallen 17-year veteran firefighter Greg Garcia, who was struck by a passing car when exiting a fire truck at the scene of a fire. We wanted to bring this story to light so that you are all aware that when you see an emergency vehicle, either slow down or change lanes. That way we can take the proper precautions to avoid tragedies like these. In honor of Domestic Violence Awareness Month, the UIW library staff took part in the Polished Man campaign to help end childhood violence. To tell you more about this, here's Joel Castro.
Earlier this month, you may have noticed a number of students with a single painted fingernail. This is due in part by the Polished Man campaign, which ran through October 1st through the 15th. The campaign was made to bring awareness of violence done against children. Both men and women were encouraged to participate.
It's called the Polished Man because 90% of all sexual violence against children is perpetrated by men. So it's empowering men to take action and lead by example.
Participants were allowed to choose whatever color they wanted, but blue holds the most significance to the campaign. Polished Man was founded by Australian activist Elliot Costello, who came up with the idea after meeting a young girl named Thea, who was a victim of physical and sexual assaults.
To create that awareness and to, create a memory of Thea and that pain that kids go through, he decided to do the painting one fingernail. So it also represents one child dying every 5 minutes.
Over 200 UIW students and faculty participated in the event. If you want to learn more about the Polished Man campaign, you can visit polishedman.com or hashtag polishedman. For UIW TV, I'm Joel Castro.
I'm sure you're all aware by now that my word is gone, and the university has made way for Cardinal apps. Nathan Cortez reports on some of the issues with the new student resources site.
With so many services available to UIW students, from printing on campus and seeing your degree plan, to even helping students find jobs, Cardinal Apps is where Jasmine and other students across the campus go online to access them all.
At first it was kind of difficult because I was so used to my word, but now I'm kind of getting the hang of it and I like it, like having everything in one place. It's pretty awesome.
Most students love the new hub for everything they need, but some students are finding the new campus service a little too unorganized and redundant.
For whatever reason with Cardinal Apps, I get the little shortcut quick access, but what's all of this other stuff? Why is there so many apps and different little things that you gotta click in to try to navigate your way through Cardinal Apps?
Some students would rather not deal with Cardinal Apps, but would instead want to use traditional methods of finding information and resources.
I don't like to be confused. I like to see organization, and if we clear that up, Cardinal Apps will be a success again.
To access Cardinal Apps, visit www.apps.uiw.edu. For UIW TV, I'm Nathan Cortez.
Even just getting a fork and having a fork with no food on it and putting it in my mouth. It's totally a different experience. Definitely one that was cool, but it makes you really appreciate having sight.
Have you ever thought about what it's like for a blind person to eat a meal? With a donation of $15, the School of Optometry offered students the opportunity to experience what it's like to eat blind. Organizer Caroline Smith spoke about the organization called To Give Sight.
They teach the people from those communities how to provide eye care to them. So it's a really, really cool organization. They've helped 7.6 million people so far since 2007.
A band called The Spectacles performed before the dinner began, already making it a fun experience. Donations in the form of a silent auction took place as the night grew darker. To donate, visit optometrygivingsight.org. Moving on, because of the changes in Cardinal apps, students are now wondering where to submit their service hours. Mariah Sanchez went to the Ettling Center to give you the details.
The Ettling Center for Civic Leadership in the Administration Building houses all your required community service needs that must be completed before graduation. In the Ettling offices, students are able to get resources on where and when community service hours will be available. After completion, they are then able to take their completed paperwork back to the offices to be processed.
So here in the Ettling Center is where we come in. You take care of all your community service hours. So if you don't know, to graduate, you need 45 hours. And this is a place where you come in and input those hours.
As a part of their mission, the Ettling Center is devoted to advancing the greater good by teaching enlightened and committed leaders in remembrance of their founder, Sister Ettling.
Ettling is for Sister Ettling. She was the sister who started this whole center.
All employees at the Ettling Center are dedicated to aiding students. For any assistance with community service, be sure to visit their office or their website at uiw.edu/ECCL. For UIWtv, I'm Mariza Sanchez.
Our weather has been all over the place recently. It's Texas, isn't it? But I think it's supposed to get cold here in a few days. Let's go to Janice Davila, your UIWtv weather.
Good morning. I'm meteorology student Janice Davila here at the UIW campus. You can see right now it's 82 degrees with 8-mile-per-hour winds coming from the southeast. And it's looking beautiful right now, but it's not going to last very long. You can see that cold front is up in the Panhandle right now. 47 in Amarillo and in the 60s in mid-Texas. Right now San Antonio is sitting in the mid-80s and Brownsville is at 85. And like I said, that's going to change in the next 24 hours. Looking at the satellite, it's pretty calm right now, but the futurecast is going to show that low pressure system moving through Texas, and that's going to bring us that cold front in the next 24 hours. Looking closer, it's going to bring us those chilly temperatures into the upper 40s in the next 2 days, and even some thunderstorms down in Corpus, San Antonio, and Brownsville. But there's a high behind it that's going to be dry, a little bit more colder air, and some sunny, clear skies behind it. However, we're going to be experiencing some very chilly mornings in the next few days. Right now, our 7-day forecast is a little bit off, but our Saturday is actually moved to Friday. So these 80-degree weathers is more towards Thursday and Friday. Those 49-degree temperatures is going to be moved into those weekend temperatures. So Friday into Saturday, you're looking more into the upper 40s, mid 50s, and those chances of rain is going to be 40 into 30% Friday into Saturday. So we definitely want to bring out those jackets Friday into Saturday, especially on main campus if you're walking around. So Sunday into Monday and next week, we'll start seeing those temperatures come back into the 70s. Next week into mid next week, we'll see 79 degrees into 80s, and those chances of rain are going to start falling. So stay tuned for more here at UIWtv, and we'll keep you updated on your weather.
Hey Cards, Halloween is almost here. I'm having trouble choosing my costume. I don't know about y'all, but what will your Halloween costume be? Head on over to our Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram to let us know at UIWtv. We'll show your results later in the show. Stay tuned for your news in a minute and UIWtv Sports, and then later news in Espanol and UIWtv Entertainment. We'll be right back after this brief message.
Your girls have been with you through every moment of your life. They were with you when you felt unbreakable. With you that time you felt most alone. And with you when you realized you would never be. They were with you when you shared your love with the world. And with you when she became your world. Your girls have never left you. They're still with you right now. But how well do you know them? You don't know much. Knowing your breasts can save your life.
Welcome back to UIWtv News. I'm Ale Tamayo with your news in a minute. For the first time in the university history, an entire high school graduating class will be accepted at the same time. Isn't that crazy? The Judson Early College Academy class of 2020 will be joining UIW next year together, as the class earned over $1 million in scholarships. We'll welcome the class with open arms and hope to see them around next year. For years, the university has never really had a proper fight song, only having the initials to shout out. Last Saturday, however, at the football game against Lamar, the chant was changed to include the school spirit for the Cardinals. The new chant was composed by local composer Tommy Fry, with help from Dr. Brett Richardson and student Nicolas Ramon. We are so happy to finally see a proper fight song for sporting events. The University of the Incarnate Word was ranked number 12 among the top workplaces in San Antonio by the San Antonio Express News. UIW is the only university in the list of the top 15 in its category. This was based on a survey sent to nearly 48,000 people among 134 different companies in the metro area. They were ranked based on pay, benefits, and training. We are so proud that UIW was able to make it on top. Last broadcast, we talked about using the Wildfire app to keep you in the loop on what's happening on campus. One of the most trending posts right now on Wildfire is by a student. This student talks about an awkward encounter with another student who came up to rub their back and then started grabbing their waist. Many students replied to this post saying to file a report with Title IX. Cards, we want to remind you to stay safe. If another person on campus is making you uncomfortable, speak up. Title IX is there for you. If you want to stay in the loop, make sure to download the Wildfire app. Cards, if you walk around campus, you're likely to come across some flyers for events coming up. Here are a few we noticed that you all might be interested in. On October 24th, the UIW Political Science Department will present a movie night in 8354 at 7 p.m. They'll be showing Legally Blonde and are asking students to dress up as their favorite character. On October 29th at 6 p.m. in the SAC Ballroom, there will be a silent disco with candy, games, obviously music, and so much more. But if a silent disco isn't your thing, on October 30th at 6 p.m. on Dubuis Lawn, there will be a Friday night raffle event featuring a live band to play 80s and 90s music. Lastly, on October 31st is a karaoke night put on by the Music Therapy Student Association at 7 p.m. in room 113 in the Music Building. It will include food, fun, frights, and a costume contest. Well, that's all we have for this week's News in a Minute. I'm Ale Tamayo. Next, we'll go to Joanna covering your UIW sports.
Hi Cardinals, welcome to UIWtv Sports. I'm Joanna Santillan and I'm here to give you an update on what's going on UIW Athletics. First, let's go over to UIW Athletics Department with their official sports recap. Take it away, Scott.
Welcome into this edition of Cardinal Recap. I'm Scott Manziera. Let's take a look back at how UIW did this past week. The UIW cross-country team competed at the Arturo Barrios Invitational in College Station, Texas. The women's team finished 23rd, the men's team finished 20th. The UIW football team defeated Lamar 35-17 at Benson Stadium. Quarterback John Copeland was named the Southland Conference Offensive Player of the Week. Now the men's golf team placed 7th place at the Herb Wimberly. The men's soccer team lost 1-0 in heartbreaking fashion in OT to UNLV. The men's tennis team competed in the Texas Tamale Invitational, and senior Dennis Boisseau defeated opponents from Texas A&M and Texas Tech. The women's soccer team went 1-1 this weekend on the road with a win over McNeese State and then falling by 1 goal 3-2 to Lamar on Sunday. The women's tennis team was highlighted by Jelena Jordan coming back to win in 3 straight sets against a tough opponent from Abilene Christian. The women's volleyball team was in action at home, but they fell in both their matches against HBU and Sam Houston. Now let's fast forward. Let's see how this week in UIW athletics will look. We'll start with the football team. They're at home for homecoming week against a tough opponent in Northwestern State. The team also moved ahead in the rankings as they are now the number 20 team in the nation, according to the FCS Coaches Poll. The men's soccer team heads west to California as they'll take on Cal State University Bakersfield Friday night at 9 p.m. and then Cal Baptist at 3 p.m. on Sunday. The swimming and diving team will compete at Little Rock, Arkansas upcoming this week. The men's tennis team has the ITA Regionals in Waco this weekend. The women's soccer team is at home for a couple more games as they'll take on Sam Houston State at 5 p.m. on Friday and Stephen F. Austin at 1 p.m. on Sunday. The women's volleyball team's at home again for a couple more games in the McDermott Center. At 6 o'clock on Thursday, they're in action versus New Orleans. And Saturday morning against Southeastern Louisiana, that game will start at 11 a.m. That'll do it for this edition of Cardinals Recap. Make sure you check out the athletics website at UIWCardinals.com and on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at UIW Athletics.
To emphasize on a few notes from Scott's recap, UIW had an outstanding performance with quarterback John Copeland having a 376 passing yard game, making great connections with his wide receivers. We spoke with Coach Morris after the game to catch his reflection.
I think this team is close to being the championship caliber team. I don't think we're there yet. I just told them in the locker room we're really close, so that's exciting.
The Cardinals' sixth consecutive home win was a big step for the team going into the last half of conference play. Way to execute, Cardinals. As for UIW soccer, this past weekend, it was a rough one for both men's and women's. We also caught up with interim coach Filger with some post-game coverage on the men's soccer team.
We've done it all season. It's not just this week. The defense has been solid, kept us in games. The thing that lacks from us right now is the conviction to score goals. We're getting the chances, we create the opportunities, but we're just not putting them away. And ultimately at this level, that's what's cost us, and it's cost us again today.
The men's team will be heading to California for their last and crucial away games of the conference. It's all or nothing in this must-win game, so good luck, guys. Now on to professional teams across Texas. The Dallas Cowboys shut down division rival the Philadelphia Eagles with a 37-10 win on Sunday Night Football. After losing 3 straight games and getting a huge win, the Cowboys can move forward with a positive mindset going into the bye week. As for the Houston Texans, they unfortunately had their 2-game win streak broken by the Colts this past Sunday, as Houston fell 30-23. The Texans will move on to play the Oakland Raiders this coming Sunday. Now on to the mound. The Houston Astros and Washington Nationals now played games 1 and 2 of the World Series. The Astros are now down by 2 games. Game 2 was not only the roughest game of the World Series for Houston, but also the roughest game of their season. Let's hope Houston can get something going with Zach Greinke pitching this Friday in D.C. The San Antonio Spurs kicked off their regular season last night against the New York Knicks. The long-awaited return of Spurs basketball had all of San Antonio ready. The Spurs started off strong in the first half with a double-digit lead, only to lose it after the half when New York was up by 10. But have no fear, after a little regrouping before the fourth quarter, San Antonio came back and won 120-111. Go Spurs, go. Before I sign out, I just want to remind everyone that it's homecoming season. If you go to the website alumniandfriends.uiw.edu, you'll find a full list of events going on here and around campus. Personally, I'm excited for the block party tomorrow happening right here in front of the administration building at 6. I hope to see you all there. Well, that's all I have for UIWtv Sports. Make sure to stay tuned after UIWtv News in Espanol for the latest tea and entertainment with Ty Price.
Baby, you see, you're so right for me, and I'm right for you. I love the things you do, like sweet tasting wine. Your lips are so divine. Your loving turns me on. My lonely days are gone. That's why I'm never gonna let you go. Never
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hola cardenales, soy María José Casillas y bienvenidos a Noticias en Español en un minuto. Por primera vez en la historia universitaria se aceptará toda una clase de graduación de una preparatoria. La clase de la Academia de Judson de 2020 se unirá a UIW el próximo año, a medida que la clase ganó más de $1 millón en becas. Le damos la bienvenida a la clase con los brazos abiertos y esperamos verlos el próximo año. Por años, la universidad nunca ha tenido realmente una canción de lucha correcta, solo tenían las iniciales de la universidad para gritar. Sin embargo, el último sábado en el juego de fútbol contra Lamar, el canto fue cambiado para incluir el espíritu de la escuela para los cardenales. El nuevo chant fue compuesto por el compositor local Tommy Fry con la ayuda del Dr. Brett Richardson y el estudiante Nicolás Ramón. Estamos muy felices de ver finalmente una canción de lucha adecuada para nuestros eventos deportivos. La Universidad del Verbo Encarnado fue clasificada como número 12 entre los mejores lugares de trabajo en San Antonio a través de San Antonio Express News. UIW es la única universidad en la lista de los 15 mejores en esta categoría. Esto fue basado en una encuesta enviada a cerca de 48,000 personas entre 134 empresas diferentes en la área del metro. Los clasificaron en base a pago, beneficios y entretenimiento. Estamos muy contentos que reconocieron a nuestra universidad. En la última transmisión hablamos sobre el uso de la aplicación Wildfire para mantenerlos al tanto sobre lo que ocurre en campus. Uno de los posts más actuales ahora en Wildfire fue publicado por un estudiante. Este estudiante habla sobre un encuentro incómodo con otro estudiante que llegó a sobarle la espalda y su cintura. Muchos estudiantes respondieron a esta publicación diciendo que debería presentar este caso al título 9. Cardenales, queremos recordarles que su seguridad en campus es lo primero. Si otra persona en campus te está haciendo sentir incómodo o incómoda, habla con los del título 9, ya que están aquí para ayudar. Si quieres estar al tanto de lo que ocurre en campus, asegúrate de descargar la aplicación Wildfire. Si caminas alrededor del campus, es probable que llegues a ver algunos anuncios de eventos que van a suceder pronto. Aquí hay algunos avisos que les podría llamar la atención. El 24 de octubre, el Departamento de Ciencia Política de UIW presentará una noche de película en el AD 354 a las 7 p.m. Estarán mostrando Legally Blonde y piden que los estudiantes se vistan como su personaje favorito. El 29 de octubre, a las 6 p.m. en el Salón de SEC, habrá un disco silencioso con dulces, juegos, obviamente música y mucho más. Si un disco silencioso no es lo tuyo, el 30 de octubre a las 6 p.m. en Dewey's Lawn habrá un evento de terror como Noche de Rifas con una banda en vivo que va a tocar música de los 80s y 90s. Y por último, el 31 de octubre se realizará una noche de karaoke para la Asociación de Estudiantes de Terapia Musical a las 7 p.m. en la sala 113 en el edificio musical. Incluirá alimentos, diversión, terror y un concurso de disfraces. Bueno, cardenales, eso es todo por hoy, pero no vayan a ninguna parte. Ty Price les tiene los highlights del entretenimiento. Stay tuned after this message for your UIWtv entertainment.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk. No matter what you're going through, I just want you to know I'm here. I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
Hey Cardinals, my name is Ty Price and welcome to your entertainment highlights. Before we start, I want to announce that our first Cardinal Night Show is already up on our YouTube page. So make sure you check out our officers Nani, Hannah, and AJ as they break down the latest tea on this night show. Follow UIWtv on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook to get updates on Cardinal Nights. Hashtag do it, Nani. Let's talk about some truths and how bad it hurts to know that Lizzo is getting accused of plagiarism. Again. Now let me catch you up real quick. Lizzo was recently accused of plagiarizing her famous line in her popular song, Truth Hurts. You know, and if you don't, let's just say the line starts with, I just took a DNA test. You can search the rest. Producer Justin Raisin and songwriter Jesse St. John said that the line that she now is famously known for were lyrics to a song they all were working on called Healthy. Apparently they never were contacted about being credited to use Healthy's melody, lyrics, or chords. They tried to keep it on the low for 2 years, but they kept getting shut down every time they contacted Lizzo's team. Lizzo's plagiarism scandal doesn't stop there. CeCe Peniston, a 90s singer, took to Instagram that Lizzo's song Juice used the same ad-lib as her 1992 song Finally. On Instagram, Peniston posted a video with both songs side by side with the hashtag copyright infringement with a side note that says she loves Lizzo's music. Multiple people agreed with this accusation, including India Ari, who commented that she thought that Lizzo used the ya ya ye intentionally and paid Peniston to use it since it is Peniston's signature words. On a better note, let's talk about one of the many artists that you'll be able to see at Malaluna this weekend, DaBaby. This man is getting a spot on our UIWtv entertainment highlights because on October 17th, he helped a homeless mother. Amanda waited in line for 3 hours at a meet and greet just so she could sell some hats. Amanda and her son live in her 1999 Nissan Maxima. DaBaby was touched by her story, so he purchased the hat for $1,000 in cash so she could provide for herself and her child. He posted the video on his Instagram where he created a small promo for her custom handmade hats. Lovely stitching. And ever since then, she's received over 4,000 orders. She shares this, that she's saving up to rent an apartment. Continuing the good deed, Shaquille O'Neal buys a home for a 12-year-old boy who was paralyzed in a shooting. On October 17th, 12-year-old Isaiah Payton and 15-year-old Damon Spear were shot after a high school football game in Atlanta. According to the Atlanta Police Department, the shooting was a result of a heated argument where these teens weren't the intended targets. Damon was shot in the leg, which was treated, but Isaiah was paralyzed from the chest down and will require long-term care. His family lived in a one-bedroom apartment, which made Payton's hospital release difficult since he couldn't leave until his family moved to the first floor of their apartment building. Shaq is a supporter against gun violence, and after being moved by his story, he teamed up with Papa John's CEOs Rob Lynch and Jeff Smith, the Atlanta Fire Department, and Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottom. Together, they provided a new home at College Park with Ring cameras, furniture, TVs, and a year of rent until his mother can get back on her feet. Let's continue the good vibes with Jennifer Lawrence and Cook Maroney. They got married this past Saturday at Belcourt Mansion in Rhode Island in front of 150 people, including well-known celebrities and best friends like Adele, Emma Stone, Amy Schumer, Kris Jenner, and Corey Gamble, among others well-known people. The bride wore a Dior dress because, you know, she's the brand's spokesmodel. And the groom also wore a Dior tux because spokesmodel. Congratulations to the couple. Speaking of good vibes, 2 more days, guys. 2 more days for Malaluna. I hope you guys got your tickets because this year is gonna be a year to remember. Our officers, Nani and Hannah, will be there covering both days of Malaluna, so make sure you check in with them if you're going. Also, send us your pictures of Malaluna at UIWtv and use the hashtag #OutOfTheNest for a chance to be featured on our next Cardinal Night Show. Well, Cardinals, this has been your entertainment highlights. Make sure you tune in on Halloween for Cardinal Nights, Halloween special, where we're going to premiere a small film that our film club has been working on. I'm your host, Todd Price. Till next time.
Hey Cards, earlier we asked you what you will be for Halloween. Here's what you said. A college student with debt. Terrifying. Looks like I'm already dressed up. Well, Cards, that's all we have for you today. Make sure to tune in next week for Cardinal Nights at 6 p.m. Thank you so much for watching.